The Battle of Mogadishu, 1993. Soldiers died moving into spaces they could not see. Nobody could observe what was around the next corner. 33 years later, the Army is fielding a capability that turns blind corners into glass walls. They call it vision sharing. It rides on a network called a MANET, and it changes everything. Forget everything you know about how networks function. Your home internet has a clear hierarchy. Device to router, router to modem, modem to provider, provider to backbone. There is a center. There is infrastructure. There is a fixed path that data follows. Now destroy all of that. Destroy the router. Destroy the modem. Destroy the provider. Destroy the backbone. Destroy the concept of a center entirely. What you are left with is a MANET, a mobile ad hoc network. In a MANET, every single device functions simultaneously as a communication endpoint and a relay router. There is no base station. There is no cell tower. There is no access point. A soldier's radio does not connect to the network. The soldier's radio is the network. When one soldier transmits a position update, his radio broadcasts it to every radio within direct range. Each receiving radio decides whether to relay the message. It uses a routing algorithm. This algorithm maintains a live topology map of every node. If soldiers are beyond direct range, the message automatically hops through other soldiers' position between them. The path is calculated in real time and recalculated every time any node moves. The entire routing table converges within approximately 200 milliseconds of any topology change. This architecture produces two militarily revolutionary properties. First is self-forming. You do not configure a MANET. You do not program it. You do not assign addresses. You turn on your radio, and the network assembles itself around you. A soldier who has been separated from his squad for 30 minutes walks back into radio range. His device rejoins the mesh automatically and begins receiving and relaying data within seconds. The second property is self-healing. If a node is destroyed, if a soldier is killed, if a radio takes a bullet, the network does not collapse. The routing algorithm detects the missing node within milliseconds. It recalculates every path that previously flowed through it. Data reroutes around the gap like water flowing around a stone in a river. There is no single point of failure because there is no single point of anything. Every node is equally important and equally expendable. The network is the formation. The formation is the network. Here is the capability that changes everything. Every SBMC-equipped soldier carries a forward-facing camera integrated into their head-mounted display. This camera captures what the soldier sees in whatever spectrum they are operating in. Daylight visible, low light intensified, or thermal infrared. Traditionally, that camera existed solely for recording. After-action review. Evidence collection. Training playback. Vision sharing turns that passive recording device into an active networked sensor. Every camera becomes a node in a distributed surveillance system that covers every angle the formation can see. A squad of 9 soldiers creates a 360-degree sensor bubble. Their overlapping fields of view leave no blind spots. And every soldier inside that bubble can access every other soldier's camera feed. The system does not stream continuously. Each soldier's edge processor analyzes the camera feed using a lightweight neural network trained to detect tactically significant events. Human movement, muzzle flash, vehicle motion, door and window state changes. In standby mode, the camera feed is not transmitted. The mesh carries zero video traffic. Only when the AI detects a significant event does it activate selective streaming. The relevant frames are compressed using a modified codec at aggressive quantization levels, reducing a frame to approximately 8 kilobits. The compressed clip is tagged with a geospatial coordinate, a timestamp, and a confidence-scored classification, then published to the mesh. Squad leaders are automatically subscribed to all feeds from their squad. Individual soldiers can manually request a live stream from any teammate's camera. The result is something that has never existed before in ground combat. A formation that can see around corners without moving. A leader who can observe a room being cleared from 200 meters away without exposing himself. But video is enormously expensive in bandwidth. A single uncompressed video stream requires approximately 1.5 gigabits per second. A typical MANET radio link operates at 2 megabits per second maximum. Under active jamming, that drops to 500 kilobits or less. You cannot fit a fire hose through a drinking straw. So the system makes brutal triage decisions every millisecond. The quality of service engine operates a 5-tier priority hierarchy. Tier 1 is network control traffic. Zero trust heartbeats, routing updates, cryptographic key rotations. Never delayed, never compressed, never dropped. Tier 2 is voice at 2400 bits per second. A full duplex voice channel consumes less bandwidth than a single compressed video frame. Tier 3 is alert traffic. Threat detections, position updates, fire missions. Small packets with enormous tactical significance. Tier 4 is event-driven video. The AI filtered clips. These transmit only when triggered and only at extreme compression. Tier 5, lowest priority, is continuous video streaming. Live feeds are only permitted when bandwidth remains after all higher traffic is satisfied. In practice, continuous streaming is often unavailable during active combat, precisely when leaders want it most. This is the central tension. A squad leader requesting a continuous stream might force the network to delay position updates for the trailing fire team. A platoon leader requesting simultaneous feeds from two squads might cause the system to drop all video entirely. The network exists in a permanent state of negotiated scarcity. The quality of service engine is the ruthless arbiter that decides who gets to see and who stays blind. A reinforced squad of 12 soldiers must clear a 3-story building containing 6 armed combatants. An Overwatch element of 4 soldiers occupies a building 200 meters east. A drone provides overhead observation. The mesh network connects 19 nodes total. Pre-assault. The drone climbs to 40 meters and orbits the target. Its thermal camera detects 4 heat signatures on the 3rd floor and 2 on the 2nd. The AI classifies all 6 as probable hostile dismounts. Every soldier's display updates simultaneously. The 8-dimensional wireframe of the building appears with red diamond icons at each threat location. Overwatch confirms visual contact with 2 figures moving past east windows on the 3rd floor. The squad leader now has 3 perspectives of the target without having exposed a single soldier. Breach. Fire Team 1 enters the ground floor. Point man's camera activates automatically. The AI triggers this when it detects the transition from exterior to interior. His display shows cleared rooms in green, uncleared rooms dark. A ghosted icon shows the estimated position of second-floor threats directly above him, derived from the drone's thermal data. The squad leader watches the entire clearance through his soldier's eyes without moving. Second floor. Fire Team 2 enters from the west face. The squad leader now has 2 interior feeds plus the drone and Overwatch. 4 simultaneous perspectives stitched onto a single building model. The drone's thermal data shows the 2 threats have moved to the northeast corner room. The AI updates every display in real time. Overwatch publishes a precise aim point showing exactly where the visible threat stands. Fire Team 2 breaches. 1.7 seconds. Both threats neutralized. 3rd floor. The building's reinforced concrete blocks direct radio links. 2 radios lose connectivity. The network self-heals within 400 milliseconds by routing through the drone outside a window. The soldiers never noticed. Fire teams converge from opposite stairwells. Fratricide risk is functionally eliminated because every soldier sees every other soldier's exact position. The building is cleared in 4 minutes and 12 seconds. 0 friendly casualties. The squad leader never entered the structure. That scenario represents the system working perfectly. Now, here is what happens when it does not. The most dangerous failure mode is not technical. It is cognitive. During testing, researchers discovered that squad leaders with continuous camera access exhibited remote command syndrome. They stopped leading from the front. They stopped making decisions based on their own observation. They became dependent on watching feeds and issuing increasingly granular instructions from safety, controlling soldiers like video game characters. Decision latency increased. Soldiers stopped using initiative, waiting for the squad leader to tell them what to do based on what he saw on screen. The formation became slower and more brittle. The Army recognized this immediately and introduced doctrinal constraints. Squad leaders use camera feeds for situational awareness before and after contact but must fight from within the formation during contact. Continuous streaming is discouraged during active engagements. The AI is designed to present the minimum effective information rather than maximum available. This is the recurring theme of soldier-borne mission command. The technology is never the hard problem. The hard problem is always the human interface. How do you give a leader the ability to see through 36 pairs of eyes without turning him into a paralyzed observer? But the mesh network within a single platoon is only the beginning. Platoon covers 3 kilometers. The division covers 200. Theater spans continents. Connecting that platoon to a brigade and connecting that division to satellites, Navy destroyers, and Air Force strike packages is the ultimate ambition. That is the broad battlefield network. That is where we are going next.